Hey team, Richard Tubb. I'm here in Dublin, Ireland at Kaseya Dattocon EMEA 2024. Huge event, loads of MSPs, and I've pulled to one side to speak to my friend Daniel from Apex Computing up there near Manchester. How are you doing today, Daniel?
Doing really well, Richard. Good to see you.
Yeah, we just bumped into each other on the show floor. We were just having a chat and I said, hey, we've got to talk about where your business is at, what's going on. But first of all, what brings you across here to Dublin for Dattocon?
We really like Dattocon. So we first went in 2019 to Dattocon Paris, and we got a huge amount from going to that event. My business partner and I, Chris, Dattocon 2019 was where we really took our first step into going to industry events and getting involved in the community more. And I genuinely believe that if you want to supercharge your MSP and you want to grow faster, you've got to be part of the community and you've got to take part and get involved. Big advocate of other groups such as CompTIA and NG Group. But yeah, we absolutely look into events.
And I know you're very well known within the community. Just before we hit record here, you were saying about how much value you've got from the community and speaking to other MSPs and that. So who else do you see when you're here? So we bumped into each other like at the PAX8 stand there, for instance. So you're like a PAX8 partner?
Yeah, we're a PAX8 partner. PAX8 have been fantastic for us. We really like to work with vendors and suppliers that want to help grow our business. I did a panel for Halo a couple of years ago about how to break through the £1 million barrier on an MSP growth trajectory. And what I say to everybody is find the partners that want to grow your business for you, let them do the hard work, let them do the heavy lifting, have them invest in training programs for your staff, have them come and help you do marketing programs. Don't try and reinvent the wheel yourself. Ask them what works for other MSPs. Because normally vendors and suppliers and your account managers are desperate to work with you and find progressive MSPs that they can do case studies of. PAX8 have been amazing for that. They have amazing energy. The staff are enthusiastic about working there. That's what really sets them apart from other providers. As well here, I've seen Sonic Wall. They're a great partner for MSPs that want to be proactive in growth in security products. Tristan, who's here today, has really helped Apex grow, really got behind us with MDF funding and helping us run customer events. But yeah, love coming to these shows. It's like coming seeing family. A lot of the other MSPs that we've got to know over the last 5 years plus are like friends, seeing them walking around, having a chat, seeing yourself, Richard. Yeah. It's a lovely event to come to.
It is. It's amazing, isn't it? And it's such an incredible community. I was having conversations with people I've not seen in years, and catching up with them during this week. And as you say, like family is the thing, isn't it? And it's a weird thing to say. I've got friends outside the industry and I say, come to an event. And even when I was an MSP, I said, spend time with other MSPs. And they say, what, like your competitors? And I'm like, yeah, but we don't see it like that, do we? It's that whole thing about a rising tide lifts all boats and that.
Yeah, it's different. I think that there's that much work out there, even if it's an MSP that's on your doorstep. It's very rare that you cross over or take each other's clients. In Manchester, there are several MSPs we work closely with. Dave at Amshire in Shield, who's got a fantastic MSP there. Barry at Sun IT. For instance, just the other day, our accountant needed a new MSP. We don't like to do IT support for companies we take services from because I think it can change relationships. So we recommended our accountant to one of our competitors in Manchester because we feel comfortable doing that and working with each other, and they feel comfortable with me being on the call because nothing's hidden. There's no smoke and mirrors. We all know what we're good at, what our maybe our advantages are among each other, and we help each other grow and share those things. There's PC support group in Manchester as well. Phil Bird, lovely guy. Met him at the MSP Mastery programme with Ian and Stuart. Yeah. We've become friends, and we quite often, maybe once or twice a year, have a coffee, have some lunch in our offices, talk about what's working, what isn't working. Those relationships are absolutely invaluable. And when we hit a problem with a customer or just a problem in business in general, I feel really comfortable picking up the phone, telling our local competitors, in effect, what's and all about the problem, and we'll fix it together. It's just a wonderful, wonderful community.
It's so wonderful to hear that. People often ask me, some people don't know the history of TubbTalk, where that started and everything, and it started off literally when I was an MSP writing a blog about my experiences, what worked, what didn't, and then of course when I sold the business, the blog continued on. So there's going to be some listeners no idea where that came from, but it was literally what you're saying. I was speaking to other MSPs about my experiences and things. So such a remarkable industry. I want to go back to what you were saying about the vendor thing. So obviously there's loads of different vendors exhibiting here. here, as well as Kaseya, Pax8, and Sonic Wall and others. What makes a good vendor relationship for you? Because there's going to be lots of MSPs listening, and they view the vendor relationship as a necessary evil, Daniel, where it's clear to me you don't see it like that. You do see it as a partnership. So how do you choose your vendor partners?
I think that those kind of MSPs that don't see it as a partnership will grow very slowly, if they grow at all, because if they're not having relationships with vendors and suppliers and looking at the most out of that in terms of not just MDF funding, training, support, growth, knowing what the next product is. I make a point of any of our key vendors with our account managers is sitting down, and they come in to see us and they ask about what success looks like for Apex for the next 12 months. And I always say to them, well, what does success look like for your company for the next 12 months? What does success look like for you as an account manager for the next 12 months? Because we're on a journey together.
Yeah.
We're on a journey at Apex of growing our business, providing great solutions for our customers. And they're on a journey of maybe certain targets that they need to hit in the next 12 months. The business will be trying to get so many clients to a certain point. And if we can find out what they are and work on them together, we're both excited about that relationship, and we grow much faster than we would have if we didn't do that. So get to know your account managers, build that relationship with them, and you make some great friends along the way as well. I've got account managers that have moved to other vendors, other suppliers that we've kept in touch with, and you just help each other along the way. It's just a fantastic way of growing your business.
Yeah. Tell us about the relationship with Pax8. Obviously, we just bumped into each other at the Pax8 stall and had a good catch-up.
Yeah.
But you were saying, like, I know you've been a part of like the Pax8 community in the UK almost since day one here.
Yeah, we were with Pax8 when they were quite small. Started out with an amazing account manager called Luke Pickall, who helped us on our journey with Pax8. The thing about Pax8, and this is where when you should choose your vendors and who you're going to work with, they're excited about working there. The staff love working for Pax8, they're excited about the journey, and when the staff are excited about working there, the energy just flows into your MSP as well. So working with Luke's been amazing. He's now running a key part of the Azure ladder program for Pax8, and that is a wonderful program for any MSPs that are listening that want to maybe build out their Azure offerings to their customers. They helped us productize our Azure offering. They helped train our staff to get key accreditations. Luke came in and looked at our client base, analysed our clients for opportunities to help us identify those with our account management team. And then just last month, we were so proud to get our Azure accredited certification for the business, Azure infrastructure certification.
Congratulations.
Yeah, we're one of very few MSPs or smaller MSPs in the Northwest that have that. It's normally the national players like BCN, Air IT that have those certifications in Azure. So really happy to get that as a smaller provider based in Manchester. Real proud moment for us to do that. But we couldn't have done it without Pax8. We couldn't have done it without Luke's guidance. We've got funding for the training as well, and funding for case studies with clients that have gone on the Azure journey to help us market that to net new business. So absolutely, we love Pax8, love the Pax8ers, love the energy that they have, they're like family. So
yeah,
super.
Oh, that's awesome to hear, and congratulations on all the success there as well.
Thank you.
You were telling me, we won't mention it on air, but you were telling me some of the metrics in your business as well, which is like, you're doing incredible work at the moment. So tell us more about Apex. Obviously, you're based in the northwest of England. How many people in the business? What does it look like?
Yeah, happy to share. And that's the great thing about the community as well. There's no need to hide any numbers of what we're doing. Yeah. Happy to share, because normally our competition is happy to share that information as well. And if we all know where we are, it helps us on our journeys. So we're at 33 people now. Some of our key objectives for this year is to take on 4 new staff. I think we've done 2 so far. It's to grow our revenue by 13%. We're at 16% growth so far this year. We're hoping to hit 4 million turnover this year. Our core kind of product offering is around the Microsoft stack. In the last 18 months, we've developed something called the Apex Cybersecurity Sphere, which is a cybersecurity stack that's going really well. And again, we've had help from Sonic Wall and some of our key vendors to help kind of market that and get the message across to our customers. So yeah, really exciting times at Apex. One of our key objectives this year is to be top 10 in the top 10 spend at Pax8. We were at position 14. Unfortunately, we've gone back to position 17, even though we've had growth. Pax8, because they're becoming very popular, have got some great partners that have come on board. Some big players like Nostra in Ireland, where we are today. Yeah. Fantastic people at Nostra. We've met them at a few events, really friendly, really progressive. We think a lot of them. So, they've joined into into Pax8. So when you've got such larger players in there, it makes it more difficult to get in the top 10.
The pool keeps getting bigger and bigger.
That's still one of our key
Yeah.
objectives. So we're working hard, and we want to be a progressive partner at Pax8. We do want to get noticed. We want them to see us as a strategic partner. Robert Gibbons, who runs the SBS network group in Manchester, we got an award there for Pax8 Advocate of the Year.
I was there that night when Philip Morgan handed you the award. Again, congratulations
really
on your success.
Really proud of that. So we do build our business on this is one of Ian Luckett's favourite comments. If you're listening, Ian, on the shoulders of giants. So if we can build our business on the back of Pax8 and Sonic Wall and other great partners like that, that's the way to do it.
I want to give a shout out for Ian and Stuart in a minute, but before we do, I want to talk about something that you mentioned there. So what does the future look like for Apex in terms of the vendor relationships? Because there's a lot of different players out there. Can you give our listeners an insight into where Apex are looking to, the type of people you think you might be working with over the next 12, 18 months?
Yeah, Huntress are exciting at the moment. And again, the thing with Huntress is the product's great. All the other MSPs are absolutely screaming about how good and how effective it is. And the staff that work there are excited and love the products.
Yeah.
So, and when you get that energy, you just know it's going to be good, and you just know that they're going to look after you and drive things forward. I haven't given a shout out to FretLocker, but they've been amazing on our journey. It's been a very easy product to integrate and roll out, and we haven't had any cybersecurity incidents of ransomware since our customers have taken that. Haven't mentioned it till now because you just kind of click and forget. It just works. It's just an amazing product.
Which is, it should be,
Their team as well, they're excited about the product. I was there on their stand this morning talking to them. Absolutely lovely people. And people at the show today, like Ben from Zomentum and Sales Builder, they're doing interesting things at the moment, really pushing forward. James Steele there. So definitely get to speak to these people at the shows and find out the people that are enthusiastic about what we're doing and talk to them about how you can help them on their journey and how they can help you on your journey. And if you can get that kind of relationship going and that energy between you, that's where you really get growth.
Yeah, this is absolute gold. Like Robert Gibbons you mentioned from the SBSC Northwest Group.
Yep.
We had Rob on the podcast while we were here, long-time friend. But again, just another example of the community. So you just mentioned the vendors there. It's a big investment, isn't it, of time and money coming to an event like this. However, if you plan it right, and let's be clear about this, because some people listen to this and go, oh, you go for the parties, it's like a jolly or whatever. It really isn't, is it? Like it's about coming here and connecting with people, vendors, the community, and further.
Yeah, absolutely. And just a shout out to Robert Gibbons with the SBS group. That's one of the first events we started going to in the north as a regular thing that we went to. Robert's been a bit of a trying to think of a word, a bit of a mentor really to me.
Yeah.
And to Chris, it's just been wonderful speaking to him. He's got a huge amount of experience, been in IT a little bit longer than me and Chris, and he's always given us plenty of time and support. Absolutely pillar of the community, Robert. And I know he's working at Abyss now. Those guys are great there as well. Troy and Andrew. You make friends with these people along the way on the journey, but a big thank you to Robert and all the support he's given us over the years, and he's a great friend. So that's what it's about.
Yeah, and talking of great friends, you've mentioned them already. Let's give a shout out to Ian and Stuart.
Yes.
The work that you've done with them. So I'll just give some background to them first of all. So Ian Luckett and Stuart Warwick are MSP coaches, for want of a better word, based out of the UK. I've known them for a long time, but talk to me about the work that you do with them.
Well, when we started this conversation before, we were talking about bringing people into your business that will grow your business and help you move forward. A lot of MSP owners are accidental business owners. Chris and I are no exception. We started the business very young, really, from leaving college. The important thing, I think, to mention there is that not to try and reinvent the wheel. You need to bring experts into your business to help train you and move forward. So in the early days, we worked with Daniel Welling MSP, absolutely fantastic. Daniel Welling helped us come in, get some of our numbers right, helped us build out an SLT team. He's very laser focused, Daniel, hands-on. So Daniel, thank you for everything you've done at Apex. You've been amazing. And after we kind of absorbed all your goodness and nutrients and helped us grow, we moved on to MSP Mastery with Ian and Stuart. 18 months working with those guys. Again, absolutely fantastic. Went from maybe 2.3 million turnover to 3.2, 3.4, now on track for 4 million. A lot of that help has been from Ian and Stuart. Absolutely wonderful people. Ian's energy is amazing. Stuart's very caring, very great with working through problems with you. Great strategy builder for your team. They've become great friends, and I always feel that I can, even though we've left the program now because we've got all that goodness and nutrients out of the program, I always feel I can pick up the phone to Ian and Stuart, and they're always there to help us if we do have problems. So if you are looking at working with either Daniel Welling or Ian or Stuart, definitely invest that money. Any MSPs that are maybe accidental business owners like we are, it's the best money you will spend in terms of growth.
Yeah, we were just saying just before I started hitting record, one of the best things I ever did was get a coach, get a mentor to join peer groups and things like that. And to this day, obviously I sold my MSP a long time ago, but to this day I still credit, the coaches and the mentors I work with as accelerating the growth, because, you can do it on your own, of course you can, but it's lonely, it's a slog. So if you've got expert people around you to give the advice, it's the shortcut, isn't it?
Well, people ask us, who's the best one to work with? And it isn't like that. We all have different strengths. Welling has different strengths to working with Ian and Stuart, and now we're working with Darren Strong at Scalable, specifically around some of the things with our numbers. Again, Darren is a completely different kettle of fish to working in the MSP Growth Hub, and completely different than working with Welling MSP. They've all got really valuable things to bring to any business, any MSP that wants to work with them. So come to the shows, get to know them all, find out which bit of a puzzle you need and align it to your business and work with them. Genuinely, anyone listening to this that's got an MSP that's wanting to grow, that hasn't worked with a mentor before, get to know these people.
Yeah, and we featured all of the people that you talked about that have been on the podcast in the past. So what I'll do for the benefit of listeners, in the show notes for this episode, we'll put links to all of those previous things and everything else that you talked about here.
Well, if you're listening, Daniel, thank you again. Ian and Stuart, amazing people, thank you. And Darren, really looking forward to the next 12 months of working with you as well.
Do you know, we get lots of MSPs get in touch with us at TubbTalk, the hub for MSPs, and say, can you do some coaching? We don't do coaching. That's not what we do. We signpost people but this episode, this recording that we've just done here for listeners, this is like, the dictionary for who you should go to and what you should do in an MSP business. Daniel, you've been incredible. Thanks. Thank you. I'd love to get you back for a full-blown episode. I know we've sort of snatched some time here for the benefit of listeners. And as you can hear, listeners, everything's going on at Dattocon. There's talks, there's training, there's lots of hubbub and that. But I just wanted to get Daniel for sort of 15 minutes to give you the insight, because one of the UK's fastest growing, most successful, forward-thinking, progressive MSPs. And I think it's clear for anybody listening how much this guy cares about the industry and his clients and that. So Daniel, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Richard. It's great to see you.
And if anybody wants to continue the conversation with you, what's the best way for them to find you online?
Get me on LinkedIn, go on the Apex website, apexcomputing.co.uk, give us a call, and telephone number, just ring. I like talking to people, again, with these shows, talking to people and getting to know them. If you're listening to this and you just want to ring me and ask me about any questions about what we do at Apex, we're an open book. I'll talk to you about what we do. My specific role now, me and Chris have grown a business together. Chris is very focused as the CEO on systems and processes and driving the business forward. I'm very focused on looking after the account management team, sales and marketing and new business. If you want to ring me and speak to me about anything around what we do, maybe with HubSpot, how we get new leads in using like our organic rankings with Google, how we keep those good. We're working with I want to give a shout out to Tara Jane. She's doing our outsourced SDR services at the moment. We're getting good progress with them. We're quite new, 3 months in, with Tara Jane and her team there, and Chris Bell from them as well, who's doing our outsourced marketing. Happy to talk to anybody about that journey. Please give us a call, and happy to chat. Love talking to people.
Daniel, you are an incredible go-giver, my friend. I appreciate it. How many people have we given a shout out to? This is going to be the most hyperlinked, loaded episode ever.
You have to remember the people that have helped you get there. And if I have mentioned you, genuinely thank you for helping me and Chris on our journey. We're very grateful.
And Daniel, we've got to get you back in, perhaps you and Chris, for a full-blown episode where we go into this. But perhaps when it's a little bit quieter and we've got a bit more time on our hands. I'll let you get back to the show now, but thanks so much, mate.
Thank you.
Cheers. Hey folks, Richard here. Thanks for listening today. I know you've got a ton of options for who you listen to nowadays, so I really appreciate your support. Do you have any feedback on this episode? Ideas for future guests? Tweet me at TubbBlog using the hashtag TubbTalk. I respond to every tweet and really appreciate your feedback.